はい。どうでしょう、映ってますでしょうか。ちょっと申し訳ありませんでした。ちょっとトラブルがありまして、ちょっと、急に始まって申し訳ありません。ちょっと技術的なトラブルがちょっとありまして申し訳ないんですが、ちょっと最初の2分ぐらいが映っておりません。申し訳ありません。なんか音が鳴ってる。なんだ。ちょっと待ってくださいね。はい、すいませんでした。はい、ちょっと申し訳ありませんでした。ですねまあちょっと何度も申し訳ないんですけど、説明すると、これのせいだ。ちょっと待ってくださいね。これで大丈夫でしょうか。
And that allows you to do, it makes all your moves do crits, which is like 1.5 times damage. And you come invincible.
Yep. So when you see the flash guard and flash move, they have little meters that are kind of scrolling down.
本当申し訳ないです。もうちょっとトラブルが、技術的トラブルがありまして。ちょっと緊急で直してたので、ちょっと応急処置なんで、ちょっとちゃんと正しい配信の方はこの後の作品からなりますんで、ちょっとイース8のみちょっと申し訳ないんですが、この形を取らさせていただきます。やっぱりこういうワールドワイド系になると移動がおかしいことになりますね。喋ってる声は日本語なので、まだ分かりやすいかもしれないですね。なんかさ、アドル君がアドル君っぽくないんだよね個人的感想。まだイース8買うだけ買ってやってないんですけど。
Alright, so here you need an item called an adventure gear. But you need these gloves.
なんかアドル君が喋るって違和感あるね。昔からイースシリーズやってる人間ではいるんですけど、やっぱりアドル君が喋るって不思議ですね。
I guess I'll explain switch canceling right now.
Sure.
ちょっと7から
Basically,
ちょ
on
っと
the third
PSP だっ
attack
たから
of any
やったらいいん
aerial,
ですけどね。
or the third aerial attack for any character, there's a small window where the character will be going upwards.
どうですか、
So
皆さん映
if
っ
you
てますか
switch
ね。
and attack at the same time during that, we usually do that just by double binding the
テレビできないん
buttons
で
to the same button.
映ってるね。
But if you do that, you'll continue on with aerial attacks.
イ
and
ー
with
ス8
the
時
high
間の
in our
概念があるの
party,
かな。
we actually gain height with that.
あるんだな。いや、ないか。どっ
And
ちだ。
so, after
基本的にはまあ
defeating
前
Lacrimosa of
転
Dana,
の方が早いから
we were supposed to go
前
back
転で
to
移動するっていうの
town
が
and,
見たいですけど、
they'd send us out on the quest to get a character named Allison, but we
まあ
don't
やっぱ
need to
イ
do
ー
that,
ス
so
は
we
本
just
当
keep
ね
going.
アクション RPG として本当昔からねあって確立されてますから、本当にシリーズとしては長いゲームですけど、まだ8についてはわからない。
In this game, so right now, like kind of the objective after we crash landed on this island is we're trying to basically find who else survived the crash. And not only do these people that we recruit to our town have their own specific role, like the tailor, the blacksmith, the medic, but they also count towards the ability to move obstacles out of our way. So, like for example, there is an obstacle that requires like 5 people, right? So, kind of like Pikmin in the sense where you need enough
なんで
people
これ
to
日
kind
本
of
語
get
選ばれ
things
たん
out
で
of
し
the
ょう
way.
ね。
But we kind of
寄付の
skipped
結
that
果とはいえ
section. So we just decided to climb those
それがちょっ
vines
と面白
instead.
いところで、
So the unfortunate side effect of skipping Allison is that Allison is actually very incredibly useful for interceptions. She has a full party heal and revive as a random trigger if she shows up. So interceptions got way more dangerous after we started skipping her. But
I guess
感
we
謝
should
しろ
really
って
explain
さ
what
右上
interceptions
にちゃん
are.
と役が出てるっていう。
They call them raids in this new translation patch that they put out. But basically, it's a bunch of
すごい
waves
よ
of
ね。
enemies that usually gets finished off with a boss for the final wave.
And it's supposed to be protecting the camp because they're like monsters invading the camp. So you and everybody who's back at the campgrounds are supposed to be protecting it as best as you can. So there's quite a few of them in the game that we run into. So
But thankfully, we can skip most of them.
yeah, there are a
Yes.
handful of interception skips.
もうなんか
Thankfully, a lot of them
ちょ
were
っと
eventually worked into the
ね
run.
ちょっと
We-
ショートカット
At
で
the,
きるのはもう
at
ガン
the
ガ
beginning,
ン
when this
しますね
run
やっぱ
started, we were
ね。
doing all of them, but not anymore.
あ
So
のジャン
here
プ
we're going
で
to
登
come
れ
to
る
the,
ところは
the
登っ
character
ちゃ
that
う
we've
と
been
かね。
trying to get early. His name is Sumo. So you'll notice right now our party is
敵が来る前にどん
only
どん
level 8.
先へ進ん
And
じゃ
Sumo
っ
will
て
be coming into our party at level 20, which is very, very
獣の丘でい
significant.
いのかな。
We're not going to add him to the party just yet because we're not fighting with him just for the
まあ
moment. And we're going to be
言ってしまえば
returning
過
to
去の
town
イースシリ
kind
ー
of
ズも
out of
割
order, which
と
will automatically remove him from the party. So if we ready
まあ
him
ぶっ
in
飛んだ
now,
移動
it's
します
actually
か
going to end
ら
up being a waste of time.
ま
So upcoming
ああんまり
is
驚かない
Worm
で
Skip,
す
which
け
is
ど
just
ね。
another switch canceling trick. But Colin, do you want to kind of go over the history of how we've been evolving this trick to make it more
イ
consistent?
ース6ぐらいからのイースは
So we're going to be coming up to this
あの
like,
リメイク
ledge.
版の1とか
Our
に
goal
も
is to get
あり
over
含めますけど
this invisible wall back here.
ね、こういうこと普通
But
にし
the
ますか
first
らね。
iteration of this was just jumping from this small rock to the right here. But we found out that if any
いやー
of
すごいね。
if the party member that you're going to be switching to is falling, they will always do a falling attack, just like that. But if you stand on that rock,
また
the other
ね
party
こう
members
いう
will just be
武空術を
have
使っ
kind
ちゃ
of
って
dumb AI,
ね。
and they'll just
飛ん
keep
でますけ
falling
ど。
off that cliff, and you'll
Ah,
basically
失敗したっぽいか。
fail the trick.
3回目ですね。
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did change it.
Just go to. I don't think you confirmed the menu. Just keep going and go to the autosave.
Okay, yeah, we have to do a hard load. I apologize for that. Didn't realize it was Japanese.
Yeah. But the second iteration of
何
it,
をしてやってるかまあい
we
まいち把
went
握して
back
ない
to
んです
this
けど、
little small crystal in order to like basically time it so that
これは
someone
通常失敗したのかな。
wouldn't be falling by the time you were switching to him. And that was only a little bit consistent. It tended to be a run ender for the
あ
the early
成功しま
iterations.
したね。
But we found that if you go to the ramp on the side, you still get enough height, and they'll never fall off, and they'll go down the ramp instead of falling off.
あ
Yeah,
ドネーションの結果が今
Yeah,
変わ
let me
っ
do a
て
hard reset.
英
We're
語
gonna
の
have
方
to,
が
have to reset the console in order for it to apply. Apologies, I didn't do it correctly the first time.
そうこれ言語チェンジするときは一回閉めなきゃいけないんでそれはまあチェックしたんであれですけど
Go for it.
これこれ大変だなドネーションの結果次第で一回抜けてやらなきゃいけないんで
Oh my god. Hi, Polly.
まあイベントが RPG ネットブレイクのイベントが始まる前は日本語でやるっていう風にまあ寄付の結果がね出てたんですけどまあこれはまあもうゲーム中に変わるんでまあこうやってねドネーション寄付の結果がまあ優位に立った方が常にそっち優位に立って優位って言ったらですねまあ多く寄付が集まった方にまあ変わるっていうまあこれは基本的にGDQ ゲームズクイックと方針は同じです。まあほとんどの方がね英語ならわかる方多いのでやっぱり
Alright, so there we picked up a bladering, or a bladering 2. Increases our strength by like 20 at this point, which we're pretty low level, so 20 strength is
イ
actually
ベ
a
ント
lot.
スキッ
Yeah,
プば
it's
っか
very
りでわからない
significant. It's like more than 10% of our damage. So
ス
here
トー
we're
リーを
coming
じっ
back
く
to
り
town
見ない
for
か
the
ら
first
まだ
time
いい
in
で
a
すよ
while.
ね
So normally we were supposed to come back
ボ
to
スの
town
倒し
much
方を知って
earlier,
しまう
right
っていうの
actually
が
after we got to hot. But since we
やってない
decided
人
to
にと
do
っては
the
致命的
Allison
ですよ
skip
ね
that we do, when we come back to town, it thinks that we're supposed to be a little further in the game because we've got
釣り
Humel.
タイム
So that's why you see like the NPCs
このゲー
in
ム
a
釣り
weird
があるのは
spot. You might have also noticed the fact that Laxi has cloned herself. She's very good at that for some reason.
Yeah, there's just in this part of the story,
Oh,
you're supposed to have
sound
just Adol in the
すげ
party,
えとか言って
but you just have everybody and people are sitting on nothing. Just casual stuff.
And we have
Hi, Pearl.
duplicates. Oh gosh.
Alright, so
So
after all of
basically, this
this,
is just an overload of two parts of the cutscenes.
Yeah. So a lot of this town stuff is just satisfying the triggers so we can get on to the rest of the game. So after this too, then we can go back to this checkpoint that we marked on our way
チェック
during
ポイントに行
Allison's skip.
ったんでスキップします
Hold on, there was a cutscene
あ
first.
あ
For that part, you just have to warp out anywhere, and they'll tell you to go do something.
Alright, so here I'm removing Humel's armor preemptively for an item we're gonna need later while I equip the Blade Ring too, just to make it a little more efficient menuing. Well, actually you can remove it at either point. I will explain that once we get the item for it.
The menuing is pretty modular here.
Yeah,
You
there's
can
a lot.
just kind of do it whenever.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to kind of get the same menu done at any time. Kind of just a matter of where you feel comfortable doing it. As long as you don't miss the window of opportunity, of course. In this case, the window of opportunity is we want Humel and the Blade Ring 2 on him in the party before
もう
we
ね
come to
や
this
っ
next
て
boss.
やってないゲームをやっぱ言うのは大変です
Revive items here.
Yeah, let's
カニ
get
を
the
よ
let's get the
け
revive items for safety. So
カニが
I'm
今
gonna get a
まっ
lot
す
more
ぐうまい来
safety
そうだっ
food
た
than
けど
normal, just because this
いいのあれ
I don't want to completely throw runs. 'Cause if I were to fall in a boss or interception, it would be like minutes of time lost. So here is another boss reference. He's very straightforward, and thanks to the power of Humel, you see that his health bar is just going to
ボス
drop
ですね
very,
神です
very,
ね
very quickly, and that's it.
早っ
So this is one of the bosses why we get early Humel, and the next upcoming boss also why we
Just
want
simply
Ah,
having a
やっぱり
level
音
20
楽が
party
あれ
member
だ
in
ね
here, it just works wonders for these early bosses.
ファルコ
Yeah,
ン
it
ね
also does help that Humel's skill kit is just
これ
kind
も
of inherently better
JDK
than the
がや
other
っ
two at this
て
point
る
in
んでい
time
い
as
んだ
well.
よね
So here to get the
確かね
gloves that we've been needing for before, we're gonna equip them and use them because we're not going to hover up every set of finds.
Gloves decline it, Mr. Kristen.
Mr. Kristen. You can actually fall down that log.
Yeah, but
the
カニかと
invisible
思ったら
walls
ジャン
aren't
プしちゃう
very high, and so you can kind of just fall and it loses a ton of time.
yeah, when you want to run through that log, try and set up a straight camera angle so I don't have to deal with accidentally falling off the sides. So here is going to be coming up our first skipping of the interception. It's
ここなんか
another
スキ
switch
ップ
cancel,
す
but
る
it
そうですけど
uses kind of a different setup. Do either of you want to
何を
kind
す
of
るの
talk about it really quick?
Sure. So for this part, they want you to go back to town and do some
ここで
interception, but we
飛び
don't do
越える
that.
とか言ってましたよね
Basically, there's an invisible wall there, and it's
なんかやって
it's
るよ
slanted down, so we can just switch cancel to the
なん
to
かや
the
ってる
corner of
よ
it and just get over it and go
ま
back
あ
and
なん
bounce
か
later.
壁抜けるとかし
So
ちゃ
that
ってる
chest
よ
also very conveniently timed with our interception, our first interception skip. We got an item called the
ど
red
うして
cape.
こう見つ
So
け
the
るんです
properties
か
of the
ね
red cape is the lower your health is, the more damage you deal.
よく見
So
つ
by
けるけ
saying
ど
that, I'm sure you guys can kind of just reason for yourselves why I removed Humel's armor. If I may just go ahead and say it, I like to call it naked Humel strats. Just taking more damage.
It's really helpful for just doing more damage.
Alright, so this boss is pretty fixed. 1, 2, 3, 4, alt. And so this boss has 3 phases. He'll be on the log, he'll be underneath the log, and then he'll drop down. So we drop him to 1 health. We can't actually just
木の
hit him
上
until
と
the
その
third
後
phase,
落ちてき
unfortunately.
て
There's no way.
He just don't. He'll always do this no matter how much damage you do.
Yeah, it's just force. But we do,
バジリスっ
however,
ぽい
get
で
to
すよね
skip the really obnoxious upside down. And if he's on the ground, he also has like he's like a chameleon type boss, right? So he'll like
He'll
hide,
go invisible.
yeah, hide,
Shoot
run
us,
away.
yeah.
So
But you just poke him here and boss is done.
yeah. That's also part of the reason why, like, you notice we won't. Yeah, like, I didn't use my ult on Serpentis, even though it could probably kill him right away.
シュールだね
That's true, but then we wouldn't have our ult for Clarion to make this fight significantly faster.
でも
So instead of saving like
こう
2 or
やって見
3
てる
seconds
と
on Serpentis, we
結
decided to
構
save, you know,
イース8
a
は
minute or 2
広
on
大ですね
Clarion. It's a much better usage of the ult.
The west side of the island.
So here we're going to recruit our actual first character. Catherine in the previous translation, Kathleen after the new translation. I just call her Kathy, covers both.
Kathy.
She's our blacksmith, and she is incredibly important. Immediately important, so
もう
the first
話が分か
side
んねえか
effect
ら
of
ど
our
うしていいか分かんね
interception skip is that the game thinks that we're
で
still in interception mode, so we're not
構成
actually
です
allowed
か
to
ね
teleport around the map. If I open my map, I can't teleport. But by doing this Catherine cutscene, Catherine comes after the interception, so we kind of force the plot of the game to skip forward and past that state of interception. So now with talking to Catherine and doing her tutorial, we've actually completed interception skip.
And basically during that, it just overloaded the interception cutscene that they wanted and the recruiting Catherine cutscene.
Yeah, you'll see in the top right corner that I still have the raid warning because I haven't completed it, but we're already beyond it and we're fine. So what I'm doing right now is tower quests. This quest is important because it's the quest that unlocks the ability to upgrade the defensive, the
まあ
defenses of
ク
our
エストをや
town
っ
for
てて
interceptions.
このクエストをやる理由
Interceptions
と
are
してはま
basically a tower defense game.
あその防御力を
So
上げ
if
る
we
って
don't
言っ
do
た場合
this,
は
we do the highest level interception in the story, interception level 60. It's required for bot triggers. And if we did not have our gate upgraded to level 6, we just cannot beat it. The gate will just get slaughtered in one hit, and we would never be able to progress. So this quest is required in order to make it to interception 60. About I guess an hour later in the run, we'll be good to go.
And we fight that interception way lower level than what the recommended level is.
Yeah, we got plenty of strats for that to take care of it coming up too. So this is the final resource check for
まあさっきから
Tower Quest.
あれですね
We're gonna warp up to this save point
チ
that
ュ
we
ー
made
トリア
before
ル
we
の
came
ま
back
あ
to
中
town.
段中段という
Put
かま
on
あ
the red cape here.
途中
And I'm
で
going to start taking advantage of
終
red
了
cape
させる
strats.
ことを
So,
やってるっていうのはまあ
flash moving
説明
and
したん
flash
ですけど
guarding increases your damage by
内
a
容分かっ
relatively
てないから
fixed
説明しよう
amount,
がないっていう
but, if you take advantage of red cape and just kind of let yourself basically get beat up, and you'll see my damage eventually just kind of slowly going up. So I started with 80s, I started with 70s, now I'm doing 80s. It'll become more apparent as I take more damage. So we kind of
まあでも
rely
表示
on
はや
boss
っぱりいいっ
aggression,
すだよね
but
こうや
I
って見る
very
とね
purposely don't dodge anything early on. Now we're doing 9 moves, right? And when I get to like a value of health that I feel is kind of safe, then I'll take the red cape damage that we've kind of
やっぱ
developed,
り
and then stack flash guard,
シ
flash
ステム的にはやっぱりいいっすなんだね
humongous damage.
基本が
This
ね
boss is about to enter the second phase, and I'm getting kind of low, so I need to start actually paying attention and not just eating red cape damage. So this is a little bit scary, but I'm going to try and pull it off correctly here.
Just remember,
ちょっとまあ
whenever you get hit, you can
なん
always
とも言えないんですけど
excuse that it's just red cape strats.
Yeah, basically. So
見えないですね
whenever I'm doing a run and something goes wrong, you're like, yeah, I'm just doing red cape strats, no problem. Alright, so this is the reason why we pick up the backup food, so female's still good to go. None of our other party members are actually any good here.
ちょっと待って、見る方
just
変えます
actually
ね。
need female.
申し訳ないです。
Beating this fight with anyone else is like way slower. So
Yeah, this is after the point where you're supposed to get Humo.
yeah. So a little shaky on the fight, but that's alright. I just got a little bit too greedy with the red cape. I was so excited about building up my damage. I'm just like, oh, more damage, and then I died.
This room is always a hassle to go through without high brightness on.
Yeah. Alright, so we're recruiting another member for the town. Her name is Dana. Dana is important because, well, she gives us an insect repellent to progress the story, the normal way. We could actually do without that, but the main purpose of Dana is that she is a resource trader.
If you saw there where you were inside the watchtower part, because we were supposed to talk to the doctor there earlier, so it just puts it out of the cutscene inside the actual objects. So you actually have to just
Ah, そうです。RPG
Yeah, so
と
we
ブレイク
kind
の
of
T シャツあり
timed
ます
that town visit in time with the fact that we know that when we go back to town and talk to Kiergaard, that the town is developed to the point where we're going to be stuck in that table. So we do all that town stuff right there to consolidate it, and it's so far the most efficient way that we've thought of to do it. So we're coming up here to Schlam Jungle. It's probably, I would say, the highlight of this game's movement options.
We switched to Humo there because no matter which enemy or which character you use, they always learn a skill, and we'll need to learn that skill eventually, anyways. And so we just get it out of the way doing it now.
Yeah, Humo will be skill grind a little bit for him. Before we talk about that, though, you want to talk about mud hovering for me?
Sure thing. So mud has like an interesting property where you can't actually jump out of it normally. And
何
you're
を取っ
supposed
た
to
んだ今
get
の
like boots and stuff to walk on top of it, but basically, if you're outside of the mud and one of your party members, doesn't matter which one, if they're in the mud and you're not in the mud, you can actually switch and jump at the same time and just mash that. You'll see it here, but the game thinks that your party member is in the mud, and so you can always jump. And so you just mash the two, and it allows you to get infinite height and jump over walls. It's great.
So we go over loading scenes at a bunch of parts throughout this whole
拠点が
jungle.
奪われてる
Going through
無
this
視
crazy maze.
なるほど
So that particular skip we did just there, that hover, it takes us to do the jungle out of order.
まあ基本的にこれで移動してるんですよね
unbeatable mud sections. So we're just kind of
ダメ
force
だよ
ourselves
こ
to the
んな
next
ゲー
boss,
ム
the
やっ
next
ちゃ
character. And then just a little bit more mud hovering here.
And if you see what he's doing, he's attacking
もう
twice
さ
or 3 times.
こういうゲームはなんで皆
That
さ
allows
ん
the
飛ぶ
allies
ん
to
です
get
かね
into the mud before you start to hover.
ね
Because if you don't attack, you might land in the mud before they do, and that wastes a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, the attacks is fundamentally
Ne?
just make sure that our allies are in the mud.
ボスですか
So we got
boss-
another boss fight here. We just jump out of it.
Yeah, this is our first boss skip. Do either of you want to
これ意図してないでしょ
explain
こ
what
んなの
happens when we skip bosses without killing them?
デバッカーがこんなことするわけないし
Basically, whenever you're in a boss fight,
Ne.
the game thinks you're in a boss fight until you finish
ちょっと今
another boss, or finish
Hi,
any
Donna.
boss fight. So there happens to be a boss fight in this area. So
これは
if
負けイベ
you
から
go into this area while the game thinks that you're in a boss, it'll throw you straight into it. And so we just lose that
負けイベでしたね
because we just need to get to the cutscene as fast as possible.
Yeah, it just so happens that coincidentally that there is a quest with a boss fight on this particular map. So
ちょ
even
っと
though
自
we
分
don't
も
have that
ちょっと
quest
今まで
activated or
ちょっと20分ぐらいで
haven't
ね
done any of the prerequisites for that
それ
quest,
チャット
the
が
fact
映んな
that
く
that
て
map
まあ一人語りになっちゃって申し訳あ
another
りま
boss
せんで
fight
した
or another instance fight, it
ちょっと今
will just
見れるんで
automatically throw you
大
into
丈夫なんですけ
it.
ど
So that's just a side
申し訳
effect
なかったで
of
す
that particular trick. However, we are going to take advantage of that in the future.
Yeah, we use that for a bunch of really important skips.
All right, so at this point in the game, Humel has left our party. He's kind of a drifter.
何してんのこれ
So we're gonna have to stock up Sahad as a backup attacker for like the next 25-30 minutes.
改造継ぐわ
So that's part of the reason why
鍛造というか。
after I did Worm Skip, I grabbed a chest which had iron ores in it, and we grabbed that chest in the jungle that had salamandite hides in it. Then we took advantage of Dana right away to trade down to get all the materials we need to get this max upgrade right
この
off
辺
the
はや
bat.
っぱいいっすだよ
So we
ね
don't have to wait for it at all. Also going to re-equip Sahad with the accessories that Humel had. And then we're going to go ahead and begin this interception here.
あ
So
404です
kind
か
of preface interceptions. They are very strictly wave-based,
ちょ
and
っと待ってください
they
ね
are memorizable.
They have set spawn locations.
Yeah, like the spawn locations aren't like exactly like
They're
X,
not
Y
pixel
coordinate.
perfect or
Yeah, they
anything.
got like a little zone of
Yeah, but
possible
the
spawning.
enemies and the spots that they are pretty common.
So
But since we upgraded Sahad's weapon all the way, he just annihilates everything.
So, after, do you have a minute here for a couple of donations?
yeah,
Awesome. While you're going ahead and slaughtering some monster there, I'd like to. Oops, again, we have a $10 donation from the Double Drop
今
118.
ドネーション読んで
Hey
ますね
everyone, Double Drop here. Super excited for another RPG limit break. Wish I could be there in person to couch Foreside's FF1 run, but alas, real life is keeping me away. Sad face. Here's $10 to name the Black Mage in FF1 Gillis. May he have less than 140 HP at Chaos. Looking forward to finally seeing FF1 PSP in a marathon. Thank you, Double Drop. And a $10 donation from Leffler. Finally, I was able to donate. I know it's not much, but it feels great to be helping. All the best for you guys from Brazil.
あ
And
あ
I
れで
would
すか
just
ね
like to take a moment to,
ページ
to
の
thank
方
a
ですか
couple
ね
of people for helping us out with this event. First
パ
is
ネ
the
ルの方ですかね
Yeti, a partner who has worked with RPG Limit Break every year. They have amazing T-shirts, several designs of many different games, along with other things like pins and such. Every year, I always make sure to at least buy a few, so I am definitely interested in that. Maybe that Barclays one, that looks kind of interesting.
あれどうして
And if you are interested in any of the Yeti t-shirts, you can always go to theyeti.com/RPGLB. And I would like to thank another sponsor for the event, which is Twitch. Thank you, Twitch, for sponsoring RPG Limit Break. And after 5, I have one quick question
イ
that
ベン
kind of
ト
came
の
up.
解説とかが書いてあるあこっちですねパネルの方ですね
We did so at the
はい
beginning.
失礼し
Oh,
ました
awesome. Good luck getting some traveling.
素直しますね
Poor doggos.
He's attacking.
あれでも同じなん
in
だ
that
よ
previous wave, you might have saw that even though we had Sahad kind of upgraded to our maximum attacker, I did use Laxia on the flying enemies. So certain enemies have different weaknesses and resistances to the attack types. You might notice if you look at my party, you'll see that they have 3 little icons next to them for 3 different attack types. So breaking an enemy before we go for the full-on damage can save some time because it removes their resistance to other weapons once you break them. So we will use the correct attack type if it's faster.
Yeah, Sahad doesn't do much
あれ
damage against these
開けるんだけど
enemies, unless you break them.
あれどうして自分開けるんです
But
けど
even
なんでだ
even
ろ
on those like slug enemies, Sahad just does enough damage for those, and I
う
don't
い
know
や
how
リ
to
ン
do that
ク間違
much.
って
So
な
let's
い
just use Sahad for that one.
だよななんであれおかしいなおかしいな
And these walruses can actually be a little bit dangerous. If you go for the farther one first, the closer one might be able to get to your base, and they could actually defeat your gate there. And if they
一応
knock
今
down your
確
gate,
認取ったんですけど
Yeah.
Yeah, the
問題なく
walruses in this interception are actually very
リンクが
scary. When
飛べ
you
る
saw
の
those
で
first 2 spawn, I handled that
申し訳ないんです
yeah,
が
relatively
一
well.
回
But
まあ
if you
更新
fail
して
the
いただ
dodges
く
there,
とか
they smack you for
の
like
必要
2 or
があ
3
るかも
they just slap you
しれま
around,
せん
Yeah.
申し訳
waste
あ
a
りま
whole
せん
bunch of time.
Yeah, and you.
There's not much danger in like dying to them. It's more of them just wasting all your time.
Well, I have.
And this last wave is a boss wave. The
で
wave will just
そんなことをしてる間になんか
Yeah, so
何してん
the
のこ
problem
れ
with the baits around here is that the boss is actually going to track to the baits and not us. I'm trying to land a flash move flash guard on him in order to whip off a really good EX. Here we go. And I missed the opportunity. I'm just going to go for it before we waste too much time. But normally you want to get a flash move flash guard on him and your alt here for this butcher the entire 40,000 health bar by itself. This isn't too bad of an alternative. It's better than letting him run around.
You just want him to notice him.
Yeah. I want to be noticed by Avocado Senpai.
Yeah.
今なんつった今今先輩とかいきなり言うだろ
Optimally, when you're doing this interception, while you're memorizing and routing, sorry, Bowie, the correct order, you're also trying to make these baits fall. Because the priority of aggro is the baits have more aggro than you have more aggro than the gates. So if there are ever any baits up and around, Avocado will almost certainly go for them instead of you, which delays your flash move, flash guard strategy.
あれなんで
Hey, do you have a moment for a couple more donations?
Sure.
Awesome. Oops, sorry. We have a $66.66 donation from Tengu Gemini.
Oh, baby.
He says, congratulations on the sub-7 Lombardi. I hope you don't get more than 3 meatballs.
All right. Thanks, Tengu.
We got 2 meatballs and now we got 3.
これで大丈夫かな
Delicious. And I guess I got one more for you.
Sure.
We have a $150 anonymous donation
ちょっとあれで
that
すね
says
申し訳ないですね
mental health is important.
ちょっと直します
So here's some money from my birthday. And as I know, after dealing with depression, it's important to accept help and get help. So have fun and get a lot of money. Thank you very much.
Boy, am I glad I ran into you kids. I thought I was all alone on the Isle of Seiren.
So give us a hot little spotlight there.
So this is the only blockaded place that we actually clear.
There's a bunch of them throughout the game, and you need so many people that you find on the island to clear them.
Yeah, there's like 24 total Lombardia passengers that we can get. We only get 9.
And we skip the rest.
Like we don't even get half of them.
Yeah.
But we're good with that, and the ship will set sail.
On the next screen, you'll see Allison, who we skipped before. She's still standing there.
Yeah. Everyone say hello to the ghost of Allison. Hi, Allison.
She's also still in the village, but.
All right, so here's one of my favorite strats, Shark Popcorn. So I like to try and group these guys up because they're kind of random. The easiest way is just to knock them up into the sky. So I just call it Shark Popcorn. It's the only thing I can think of to call the strat.
You learn a few skills in here too.
Yeah. That was very quick, actually. They actually gave me just kind of like a really good RNG. Normally they kind of like dash about here and there, but sometimes they'll just collect on top of you, and you just kind of get the easy strategy without any effort. So to kind of give a little update on what we're kind of doing now. So while we were doing the interception, apparently one of our members of excuse me, I'm going the wrong way. One of our town members is actually a murderer, and he's been going around with murder threats and actually attacking our captain. So we're kind of trying to solve that mystery right now. It's kind of what's generally going on with the plot. And this is kind of timed well with the fact that Humel has left our party, so Humel kind of becomes like a suspicious entity.
Yeah, we basically have to investigate the suspects.
So just a couple of checks here to kind of progress the story in as necessary. So before we mentioned that we skip a handful of interceptions, but a handful of them are not skippable. Because of the fact that they are
でちょっと今
required for
編
us
集して
to
る間に
progress
どんどん
the
進んじゃって
This is one of them, and the
もう
later
つい
one
ていってないんだけ
is
ど
the
俺
other one.
どうしよう
And here we're going to go. So we discovered who the traitor is, Kiergaard, and we're going to go give him a piece of our mind.
So you got a little bit of running around here? Because I got quite a donation here to read for you.
Feel free.
Okay, this just seems appropriate, that's all. We got a this is going to be tough for me, by the way, a $250 donation from Gunarm Dine.
船壊した犯人探し
Gunarm,
なるほどありが
yeah,
とうござい
thank
ま
you
す
very much.
もうねダメ他
This
の
one's a
作業で
doozy.
ガーって
Gunarm
直そう
Dine
としてる
here.
と見
Glad
れ
to
な
be
い
back at Limit Break this year. It's so awesome that we're starting off with a great Falcom title. What a great way
ちょ
to
っとナイ
ease
トボットの
into
設
the
定ちょっと
marathon
ミスってるんでミスっちゃったんで
and make sure there is never a dull
解説は
moment.
スケ ケジュールで
The music is so
ス
great.
ケジ
I
ュ
want
ールで
to
ですね
pummeling along with it.
色が変わって
During
るものに
my
関して
first
は
play
解
of
説
this,
が
I found it a bit
あります。
sad that the game is infamous because of its original localization. But here's hoping Issa gets Karna for
ね、
correcting
緑
it.
緑の色で
While the complainers should just relaxia bit. I don't know how many more of these puns I can turn out as I sit
てか随分
in
硬い
this
ね
ricotta chair.
自分硬
But
い
it's
け
a
ど
fact that more of this will be coming throughout the marathon, and I'm quite earnest and not serai about it. Though it's not all of this is a long one. Though it's not all of them get to be read, I can say I'm Mustafa gone too far. For this marathon, a Shayaho challenge, Brosencha, and anyone else willing to pun off in our donation comments, and I guess the only appropriate answer is you're on. So I hope you, Silas, I probably butchered that one, going at this week as we told
2章
to
の締め
think
のボスなの
of as many as we can. Good luck to all of our runners,
あの
and just
個人
remember
的に
that
は
if
イースの音楽が聴きたいんですけ
you go
ど
to Dana
流
at
れて
some
ないよねそうい
restaurant
えば
here in Salt Lake City, you can get a
イ
baked
ースといえ
potato
ば
until after 5, plus
イースといえば音楽が流れるじゃないですか
plus
重
the
要
portions
な
are large.
アイテムが取った時とかね
To you may need a doggy bag.
あ見えて
So
暗殺者です
Hugo runners,
暗殺
you
者っていうのは
can
分からんか
do
らな
it. Olga now, and be back with another donation later. Thank you.
アサシンクリードとかも
Kanarmadine.
パッと見普通の人が、
Hey,
ね
Colin,
やるわけだから
Colin, you want to take over? I'm going to go
分
home.
からんよ
Oh my god.
We finished up Kiergaard while all that was happening. He's a pretty standard boss fight.
Yeah. So you may be wondering why we are now a not a doll.
The best character in the game.
Yes, the best character in the game. Her name is Dana.
ベストキャラクタ
So
ーだ
the
そう
kind
ですよ
of the I guess the caveat maybe is the right word of this game is so Dana is like a I guess like a
Best
prophet,
character.
I guess is the right way to put it. She has visions of the future and to see what kind of future is coming to them. So she's actually in the past, and Dana, or, excuse me, Adal, is apparently able to have dreams of these visions that she has. So Adal is currently dreaming of the past. And then,
They got some spirit link type thing.
yeah,
でもこれ
try and maneuver through this wind optimally.
So right now this isn't actually happening. It's all just a
やっぱ
dream.
りゲームやってないとダメだね
Currently.
I forget how long
わかんねえ
this
な
takes in the past. I swear it's like 500.
解説いただきながらやるしかないっていう
Yeah,
ね
It's several thousand,
But
I
like-
wanted to believe.
But her
Nice start here.
すごいね
You can, there's wind that
やって
like
抜ける
pushes
の
you, but you can just jump over that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you anticipate it, then you can just start a little bit to the right, and then it'll push you to the left, and you'll be just fine.
usually if enemies attack us, we can get a flash guard off of it, and we're able to
Or flash move.
flash move.
And it helps you get just go faster through there.
Yeah, it gives you speed, and also the flash move
Oh.
also negates that wind completely, so you can kind of just run straight through it. It's nice to get it. It's a cute little time save. It's not super important though.
It's kind of
So-
hard to predict when the little,
で元に
little
戻っ
balls
た
are
な
gonna attack you.
Yeah, I don't know what those are, like chestnuts or something. So now that we've seen like our first Dana dream, so Dana has the ability to plant what they call prayer trees, not player trees, but prayer trees.
Yeah.
And
Donna Appleseed.
Dana Appleseed. Thanks, Colin. And that has now opened up a route for us, excuse me, for the
すごいよね
for to,
Tiki
to kind
Gamushi だもん
of
ね
progress through the rest of the game. So
まあ
our
アクション
first time
RPG なん
through
で大
here,
体そうだろう
we
け
did
ど
not have a method to reach the northern side, I believe. of
面白いぐらいに
this area.
無視
Correct.
But now we have the bridge to do so. At the same time, so we are coming up to Gendarm Mountain. Now, Gendarm Mountain is famous for a couple of things. One of those things is the great view, but the other thing is its infinite supply of giant meatballs rolling down the sides. I like to play a game whenever I'm streaming this game to count how many meatballs I'm going to eat on my way up. I'm also going to step this up a little bit
高
this
所
time.
恐怖症の人とそうじゃ
So
ない
for
の差
every
ですね
meatball
あれ
that
は
I
ね
get hit by, it'll be
あの
$5.
高所恐怖症の人は基本
If
的
I get
に
attacked by an ancient species, it'll be $10.
ああいうね
And if I get
いや
knocked off the
や
cliff
べえ
by
怖え
either
っ
of
て言うんで
those,
すけど
it'll be 20. So let's try to go for a high
そう
score,
じゃない人は大
either a
体
fast run or a high score.
あの景色が綺麗とかねそういうことを言うのが先っていう
Uh,
見る
kind of
位置が違うん
poor
ですよね
RNG spawn for that.
Yeah, they were all kind of
下を
facing
見
a
る
bad
か
way.
遠くを
So
見る
those
か
guys
ってい
have
う
a
差なん
shadow
ですけ
tag.
ど
If you run into
これが
those,
結
it'll just
構
blast you backwards.
高所
and
恐怖
you'll
症の
fall
差
over,
の
so-
人
Yeah,
の
their bark only
違いです
hits
ね
them
そうじゃない
in
人
front of them, so
割とすぐ下を見
good
るんで高所
RNG
恐
is
怖症の人っ
basically
てね
having them face the other way.
So a lot
皆
of
さんもね
what's
そ
about
れ
to come up now is
気をつけ
he's
て
about to be
やる
a
と
lot of movement. It's
高所
really
恐怖症
important
が
here just 'cause
若
there's
干
enemies,
改
there's
善するかもしれない
meatballs,
ですね
and there's stuff falling, so there's constant good movement
当
coming
て
out
ずっ
now.
ぽうですけ
Yeah,
ど
this is one of the sections where I say it really breaks up the fact that this game's movement is not just mashing, dash, and roll. It's very malleable and it's very adaptive.
イースってこう
Every
いう
time you
階
make
段状の
a
ダン
small
ジョン好き
mistake
だよ
in
ね
your movement, you now have to like replan your movement for the
ね
particular section so you get done
こういう
with
ほら
it.
ほらこういうの
I like to call
すごいイー
this
ス好きじゃん
freestyle movement.
Yeah, that's a good term for it.
You basically have to react to whatever
もう
movements
昔から
you
イ
made.
ースってこういう
And any run will be
何
different from the last, and you won't land in the same
人
places
一人
you
一人
did
分ぐらい
before.
の高さの段
You
を
just
作る
kind of
の
have
好
to
きだよ
react
ね
to whatever you do.
All right, here we
Alright,
go.
so put in your guesses for how many meatballs he's gonna get hit by.
I'm saying 3.
I'm gonna go with 2 because I'm feeling optimal today.
I'm feeling the one again, so
Right.
Feeling one. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we get. All right, first wave.
落石
Though for you can actually.
危ないよ今
$20
の
almost.
今の危ないよ
don't worry, there's still more.
There are plenty more where that came from. This is the major threat.
That bar can actually.
$5.
There's one.
$10.
あ
$30. $35. All right.
So you can actually dodge through those. It's kind of
RPG
precise.
っていうのはロールプレイ
Not
ね
not very reliable, but you can.
Yeah,
RPG
there exists a method.
どこ書いてあった
I haven't figured it out. Just like
You have some invincibility frames while you're rolling,
yeah.
but it's kind of hard to time.
I don't actually know where the damaging collision is inside of those boulders, and it does a hard time when an object is like moving
あ本当だ
perpendicular to you. So but the flash moves are a little
すい
bit
ません
a struggle to kind of get properly.
So here we come across a shed, and there seems to be people.
注
That
意
have
力
been
すごい
there.
な
So just go and talk to a
そんな
few
に全然
things.
気づ
We're,
かな
we're
かっ
playing
た
RPG, so the first thing you do when you see a house is go in and take
素
everything
晴ら
you
しい
can.
ですね
So, RPG instincts, right?
Okay, so up here, there's going to be a falling, like basically unstable grounds. What you see is 100% safe. Even though the ground falls out under you, it's 100% safe. It gives all of us a heart attack every single
ちょっと
time.
直し
We
ます
call,
ね
after Colin coined it, we just now call it the heart attack jump. All right. I believe there is still one more wave
yeah.
of meatballs.
Yeah. for the
We are
second half.
なんであん
currently
な
at 35 grand
アホな
total.
ことになってんだああ G と B を間違えるっていうなんか低たらくをしたらしいん
And
で
as you notice, there's
すいません
we'll be coming up on something pretty cool here because there's a raid sign up in the right-hand corner. So what we're gonna do is initially we
ちょっと今直しますね。
are supposed to face Avocado here, and then after we face Avocado, we go ahead and we're supposed to go back to the camp and go into another interception. Well, right here we're gonna switch cancel, and we're gonna just barely go over the cutscene so we can skip all that. Then we'll return and face Avocado, and we won't have to go back to the camp to do the initial interception, which will save a bunch of time.
Good, first try. Thank God.
Nice.
All right.
うんキリで拍手してるんだけど
And that's probably the hardest trick, I would have to
拍手
say.
してるんだけど
Yeah, so to kind of highlight
見てねえ
again
から
the
わか
switch
んねえっていう
canceling in this game. So this game doesn't have any of your
直して
very
る最中
impressive
だから見てないからわかんないっていう
pixel perfect tricks, but this game demands a lot of consistency out of you. You have to do a switch cancel can be 6 or 7 sets, and you have to do every single
よしこれ
set
直ったぞ
flawlessly.
直ったぞ大丈夫だこれ
Otherwise,
If you mess
you
up
drop.
any of those,
大丈夫だよこれ
you
で
drop
これ
the
直った
whole thing.
で
Yeah, and then you have to start over again to another 6 or 7. So if you fail, then you automatically have to add another 6 or 7 consistent inputs on top of
本当
what
か
you've
言われ
already
そうや
done. The pressure builds up pretty quickly, especially when you're trying to do like a PB attempt. But it's nothing a little practice
よし
can't,
これ直った
can't
問題
hurt
ない
you.
So I guess I'll explain why we do this skip.
はいこんにち
We're
は
going to be coming back to
こんにちは
that
こんばん
boss
は
fight, but in order to
Okay, hold on. That's the last wave of
よしでも
meatballs,
直した
so
ぞ
I owe
直したぞ
$35 to Nami now.
で
Thanks for playing along, everyone.
do you want to get the mango here?
Yes, I'm getting the mango.
ボス戦
But
があったの
basically, the reason Avocado is still around and is because we're
Ah, but
not actually
JDK
defeating
音
him.
楽かっけえな。
Our weapons are too weak,
いいな。
and we needed this fabled material Orichalcum to actually defeat ancient species, or else they just keep on reviving.
So that's why like all these dinosaurs we run past, like you see them and you're like, oh, where but we can't. Our weapons do nothing to them. So in this part of the game, you're supposed to just run through them anyway.
すげえなんかサクサクいってるけど
Simply having the Orichalcum weapons, we can get over like cutscenes and all this, and get Orichalcum weapons for one of the characters. But the fact is that simply having that weapon doesn't actually allow you to kill them. It's an actual cutscene that you have to watch in order for them to actually be able to be killed.
Yeah, it's the cutscene that activates the potency of the weapon. They'll do the right damage, but they won't have the side effect.
The cutscene that actually gives it
今
to
なんで移動したんだ
us is the suppression that happens after fighting Avocado here.
So yeah, here we're coming back to the boss. We skip the boss, not to skip the boss. We skip the intersection, as I'm sure you mentioned. So now we're just trying to take care of this guy again as quickly as possible. He's the same fight, just a little bit harder every single time. Try and just execute optimal damage if we can.
Well, yeah,
What's in
we
this
fight
man?
this guy more than anything else in the run.
Yeah, he's basically East 8's Ridley, more or less.
I believe in this iteration of him, he gets this fireball attack, and that's the only thing different.
Yeah.
He gets some charge attack, some side attack,
Okay, we'll go there.
but we hardly
なんだこれ
see those.
なんだこれ
Those are just fireball. That's new.
So I'm trying to save my flash move, flash guarding, to get a really good ult to finish him off.
早い
Because when he starts to
早い
do
ん
that
だけど
fireball
倒すのが
phase, he starts to like move around a lot. He's very active. So we try and save it for when he starts it, so we can skip the times where he's very active and hard. And we tend to chase him around a lot, so we try and just top him off. All right. So before I get going, I'm going to put Rakota in the party, and then we're going to warp out to activate. To activate any sort of cutscene. And then actually go to the Orichalcum that we were talking about.
We hit this save point before, just so we could
そう
come
です
back
これ
to
の
it
次は
here
ニ
and
ーヤ
save
オ
a
ー
bit
ト
of
マタ
time.
ですね
Yep. So the reason why I need Rakota in the party is we talked briefly about the attack types before, but not
Ah,
really
so
about,
1時間
too much about the
ぐらい
special effects of them. So
多分こ
in
れ
this
が
game,
あ
if
り
you
ます
have
ので
all of 3 different attack types in your party, you will get a 10% increase to
全
your
然
drop rate
買
for
ったけ
materials.
どまだ手つけてな
But
い
if
ゲ
you
ームを見
have
てる
two
からどこで
members
俺らが
of
分かっ
the
てない
same
っていう
type,
ね
then it will increase the damage of that type by 10%. So we need that in order to kind of cut off some attacks that we need. So we're going to be doing the two most RNG
あれ
heavy
か
splits
メンバーは
in
ずっ
this
と同じ
run.
なのか
And we want to try and maximize our win conditions and minimize the RNG if possible. So that's why we're trying to
多分これで
do
治
as
った
much as
と
we
思
can
うんだ
to make Sahad as useful as possible.
And this bridge right here, before we could get across, we had to use people from the camp to go ahead and build it. So that's another one of the points where we have to ask the people to go ahead and build it and help us.
I guess it's the second one. That
もう
one's
折り返
not
しでしょう
buildable
ね
until
時
you
間
get
的にも
Rakata.
折り返しタイムでしょうから話が全くわからないけど
So we're on the way to get the Orichalcum weapons now. After that, Catherine will want us to. Well, she'll start to
なん
work
か
on the weapons.
アドル君
and
一
then we'll
人
have to
旅
do
じゃなく
some,
なったの17からだよね確かね
a hunt to basically pass the time for some
なんでだ
reason.
ろうね限界になった
Well,
ん
do you
か
have a
ね
moment here after 5?
Sure.
Awesome. First, I'd like to read out a $100 anonymous donation. Thank you very much. Good luck to all the runners this week. Shout outs to the crew for getting everything up and running smoothly. And a $10 donation from Anonymous. It says, gotta donate to have the runner be fighting Emil in Nier Automata, because that's my name. Good luck to everyone on their runs and looking forward to an incredible and
ま
awesome
あ
week.
ニーヤは
And I just wanted to take a moment to go ahead and plug. Up next is Nier Automata by It's Casa. And there is one donation incentive that still needs to be met. It's the fight day meal.
Forgot to get the. Forgot to talk to the Orichalcum.
Did I?
Yeah. Just go work back there.
Oopsies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the incentive to fight Emil. It's currently at $310.66 out of 500. So that run is coming up next if you're interested in seeing that Emil fight. And I would also take a moment to plug the prizes
なんだ
coming up. During this run,
これはなん
if
だ
you donate at least $5,
宝石
you
を
will get an
取ったのか
East 8 acrylic bookend set.
お聞けた
And during the entire marathon, we're nice and early.
なん
There's
か
a
インパ
lot
クト
of
がない
time.
な
You just don't have to run out and do it, but you got time. If you donate a
なんかインパクトがないな
cumulative
もっ
amount
と
of
なんか
$75 through the entire
もっ
event,
と強調し
you'll
た
have a chance to win
BGM
a
にしてもいいよ
new
やれ
Nintendo Switch, complete with Disgaea 5 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
なんか薄くないあれ
So
あの
what's going on
イースといえ
here
ばあの音楽ですけど
is suppression they call it.
Basically, your goal is to hit a bunch of nests
Yeah.
and clear them all out.
And the way for them to go down is you gotta light these torches, which weaken them. If you don't light the torches, then they're pretty tough to kill. I don't know if their health actually goes down. So
You just do normal damage if you don't light the torches.
Yeah, it's like 50 damage per hit instead of 1,800 or 2,000.
So what happens is it looks just like the raid, and we have waves. But what actually happens is after so long, the boss will appear, and hopefully, if we already have all the nests destroyed, we can go straight for the boss and end it sooner than later. But if you don't start attacking the boss and kill him sooner, he will run away, and that can be somewhat of a time waste. But we just have to catch him off guard.
Yeah, so here I'm just trying to do optimal nest order, kill these things in the fastest possible order to get the boss to spawn in the first place. So it's a little finicky. So far it's been pretty well executed, except for that little big up right there. Here comes the last nest right here. We're gonna light this torch, jump on
アタック
over.
スタート
And the boss spawn location is complete RNG. You can,
クエストか
get them in the worst possible locations. Let's see what kind of RNG we get.
Oh yeah,
This is not bad. Yep, we got him stuck between two torches. No, this is good. We got
Defeat
two
the beast
torches. So
leader.
I'm
the
gonna try.
worst is that like if they that
獣の、まあ、リーダーを倒
Yeah.
す
So I'm gonna
どれ
try
が
and
リーダーなのかわ
keep
から
him
ない
knocked down by going back and forth by lighting these torches. That should
どれが
prevent
リ
him
ーダ
from
ー
running
やね
away.
んこれが
And
リー
then
ダーか
now that I've got him to the two torches, I'm going to try and use my own. Because Sahai's attack naturally has a knockup property. I'm gonna try and knock up this boss and stay underneath it to prevent it from landing and running away, if possible. I got him knocked down, but I didn't get underneath him. He's very close to dead though. Alright, he did not run away. That's very good. That's actually only happens about 20% of the time, so that was actually fantastic.
If you're slow in this suppression, he'll run away, and you have to wait for the next wave to do it. It just wastes a whole ton of time.
Alright, so we also did not use our EX steal. Some of you might be wondering, why did we not use our EX steal to do a ton of damage to save time here? So, one of the properties of our interception skip that we do in Gendarm is that it allows us to just go straight to the next boss. So we would rather save the EX for that boss instead of have to use the bed in town to restore it because it wastes about 20 seconds. So we're coming up on the very famous
Event
Gias
またスキッ
burn.
プで
Do you want to explain early kill Gias burn while I try and execute it?
Sure thing. Basically, in this fight,
あ戻ってきた
the boss has basically two phases. For this, you basically...
あれ本家の音が消えたかな
Place his claws on
消えたな
the
消えて
ledge,
たな
and it gives you a lot of time for flash move, flash guards, and he follows up with another one and then a swipe. In between these flies are fixed, these flies are guaranteed. They kind of determine how close you
はい
are
本
to
家の音が消えて
the,
ま
to
し
the,
たどうしようもないです僕らでは
the cutoff for early kill, basically. So he'll do these a couple times. But it's the attacks in between those flights that we're trying to hope for the good luck here. So, instant fly. So this is probably not going to be early kill Giasper and just instantly fly away. So unfortunate, but it's just one of the RNG aspects of the game.
ここもあれ
I'm
か
still going to try and execute it properly.
RNG なのか
One of the win
RNG
conditions for early kill Giasper, and if you get the right RNG, is to land this EX
あ
properly.
RNG っていうのはですね
And positioning.
ラ
So
ン
I
ダ
got
ムナ
good
ンバージェ
positioning.
ネレーションって
So
いう
you
意
see
味
I'm doing
の
170s
それぞれの
and
単語の
that's
頭文字を
the
取
good
って
damage you want to
RNG
see.
って言ってま
If
し
you
て
place the EX
日本語では
correctly,
乱
it'll
数
hit
帳
like his
乱
leg
数で
and
すね
not his
乱数
weak
生
point.
成って意味ですね
And you only do like 100s
だから
and 200s, which is not enough to
こ
get
の
early kill. So even if you get the good RNG,
敵の名前が分かんないんですけど
most of the time if you don't get the
こい
right
つの行動が基本ランダムだと
This
まあ
right
いく
here
つ
is
かあ
cut
る
off.
行動の
Now
中
he's
から
going
ラ
to
ンダム
do
で
what we wanted to skip. this is just about a
動くから
40-second window of just you cannot do
ちょっと
anything to the
困ると
boss.
He'll
So
shoot some fireballs at you. You don't have to dodge them.
Yeah, you can't really attack him, hurt him. You just gotta wait for him to come back and start trying to attack you
Oh.
again.
炎
the
が飛ん
only
で
sort
く
of
る
way we can slightly optimize this is I will get hit on
普通に
purpose
当たってま
because
すけど
we are still wearing the red cape. So we're going to take this free damage so that when DS Burn becomes vulnerable once more, we can just go ahead and attack with much stronger power than
てかアドル君がいね
without taking this damage.
You, you basically
ア
don't
ドル
want
君
to
の冒
evade
険
through
なはずなのに
these
アドル君がいね
It just makes the fireball section go on longer.
Yeah, a flash move slows down time. So there are actually times where flash moving is bad for you because you don't want to slow down time in a way that will reduce what you want to take care of.
In this game, when you get knocked down, you can basically attack and get up early. So, and if you do that while you're in the fireballs, you'll always evade or flash move,
Yep.
and that just wastes
そ
time.
してスキップ
So once we get up here, we get Humo again. We won't use him for a while since we don't actually fight anything for a while.
Yeah, it's actually when we
Oh,
exit the
sure,
bottom
why
of
not?
Gendarm, but yeah, he's coming back very soon.
No, we get him right here.
Is it?
Yeah, this cutscene. Yeah.
Yeah, that cutscene is when you get him.
もうどう
It's
しよう
just
もな
we
いんだ
never need him until like.
Okay, I always menu him at the bottom once we
Yeah,
Pinnacle
no, we don't.
Train.
We get him up at the top, but we just don't need him until we get to the bottom of the
Pinnacle-san.
mountain.
Okay, High Spirits, if you don't have anything to donate, donations or plugs, I will go ahead and do some more commentary.
Don't you
Oh, sure,
dare
I got one here. We can do a little talking. Sure.
Yeah, this is a really
Ina.
long walking section.
Awesome. I have a slightly long one that I can read then. I have a $10.24 donation from Leonia19, donating in memory of my childhood friend Elena for her birthday. Although it's been 12 years since her passing, I didn't find out it was due to suicide until 2017. I still remember the last conversation Elena and I had in the spring of 2006 about her brother's upcoming birthday and what she was going to do after graduating from college. As someone who struggled with depression and thoughts of suicide, it never occurred to me that someone who was close to me,
あ
someone
れ
who
か
was
なやっぱり
intelligent and
イース
kind,
7
would
で
also be having mental health
こうやって
issues.
パーティーでやるの
I
が
don't think myself to be mentally strong.
好評だったから
I
イー
would
ス
give up
8も
what has let me see
この
life
スタ
through
イル
each
な
and
のか
every
な
day to have Lena here and her family and her friends. This donation goes towards naming Luca and Chrono Trigger Lena. Thank you very much for that, Leonia. And yes, that is why we are here. We are here trying to raise money for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Which,
今移動
NAMI
で
is a grassroots program that was
特
formed
に
about
説明することもない
1979
から、
by
まあ
a
ドネー
group
ショ
of
ン寄
parents
付の
whose children suffered from serious
寄付に
mental
まあつい
illness.
てるメッセージを
And
今
that's
読んで
been
ますね
NAMI's focus to this
本家は
day,
ね
and we are proud to be working with them. NAMI is dedicated to try to help mental health through various
まあ、ナミっていう
forms
の
such
は
as、
まあ、今
education and
説
support,
明してお
awareness,
き
and
ます
even
と、
advocacy, just going
ま
out
あ、
there
ナ
and
ショナル
spreading
ア
the
ラ
word.
イアンス・オブ・
And that's what we're
ナ
here,
ナショナルアライアンス・
raising
オン・メン
awareness,
タル・ヘルスとい
and
う
having some fun
メン
at
タ
the
ル・イル
same
ネス
time.
ですね
So thank
とい
you
うこと
very
で、まあ、
much,
精
and we
神病で
appreciate
すね
anything
精
that you
神
do
病
donate,
の
that you can donate.
精神病の研究をしている
If
団
you
体って
saw
言えばいいのかな
before, we made a
ちょ
slight
っと違うな
detour for an item called the Red Glove. That
まあ、
item
精
gives
神
us
病の
an
治療
inherent
の
burn.
ね手助けをしている団体というと
It
ころで
allows
す
our moves to do burn damage, and burn in easy mode
ね
is incredibly busted, and we'll use it later on in the run.
Yeah, I will cover burn
最近
when
精
it
神
becomes,
病のね
a little more relevant, but it's beautiful.
話多いんでね
About it. That's not Humo. That's Humo.
お変わった
But it's incredibly fortunate that we get that
結
in-
局アドル君使わねえじゃ
on,
ね
on
え
the
か
actual route, and it's only such a small detour.
あまたなんかするぞ
So right here we're jumping over a cutscene. Basically, for this we're trying to skip a cutscene
あこれでカットシーンスキップですって
that'll spawn other
マジ
triggers
かよ
farther down along the path. But we'll come back to that.
Yeah, so these two crystals lead to different Dana sections, and we do them out of order. Doing them out of order skips cutscenes. It also skips, once we enter this jungle area here, Rakota will end up getting,
そうねもう浮上は
she gets kidnapped, yeah. So we have to go and rescue her, which is a whole nother sequence of events. So we
Titis,
completely
Primitive
scratch out the
Forest.
Rakota rescue sequence, and then save all the little time that we saved from having to skip like
はい
6
どうもどう
or
も
7 cutscenes. I think doing it out of order ends up saving us
こんばんは
net about a minute and a half. It's not a super impressive time save, but
日
we'll
本語
take
再
it.
配信です
As for these two Dana sections that we're about to be doing, the first one, or well, the one I'm coming up to soon here, it's necessary for plot progression, for the triggers to be in line for us to actually let the plot move on to reach the actual endgame. And the other one that we just skipped, that's the one where Dana receives an upgrade to her weapon. A little bit of a spoiler for the end of the run, but it's not going to be our party of 3 here that's going to be defeating the final boss. We're going to be setting up so that Dana will be soloing the final boss. So we need as much power as we can get on Dana.
Basically, the weapon she has right now only has about 100 attacks or strength. But the Edo Sphere that we get from that cutscene is 157, I believe.
Yeah, 157. We're at like 101, and it goes up to 157.
But that 50 strength increase will be very important when we get into it later.
You got time for me to read a few more here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Get us caught up a little bit? Awesome.
Yeah.
I got a $20 donation from Above Up that says, this donation's burning a big hole in my wallet, but well worth it. Also, please play it during the speed run. I'm working and I want to watch it later. We have a $100 donation from Jano, someone who is a good friend and helper to RPG Limit Break. Yeah,
これでちゃんとリンクが貼れてる。
just a little appreciation. Once again, thanks for letting me be a part of this awesome event. Love all you guys. See you next year. We got a $10 donation from Linalia, throwing money at the virtual highlight incentive, the 101%. That game's always been fascinating to me. Good luck to all the runners. And obviously, anything that gives us more virtual highlight is good for no one. I mean, everyone. And a $25 donation from Anonymous. It says, hope that RPG Limit Break 2018 meets and exceeds the goals for the event.
まあアクションロープレイですから
These are the
ね。
Dana sections. Keep going if you have more.
Sure, I can keep going here. How about a $35 donation from
見てる方も見る見がいがあるから
that just literally says shoutouts to meatballs.
いいんですよね。その開幕に
We
持っ
got
てくると
a
か。
$75 donation from Sharky. This event is amazing and Nami is a wonderful cause. Let's get this week started right. I agree. We should.
これ日本
A
語
$5
版
donation
の
from
イース
Anonymous,
8も
the
英
best
語ある。
donator ever. Hey guys, first I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. Hi, Mom. And second, I'm putting this towards being Iris being the picture at the end of Final Fantasy 15. Just
海
to
外
mess
版
with
で英語が入ってるってことは
the one who is
日本語入
running
ってるっ
the
てこと
Final
は
Fantasy 15
日本語
later
版も
in the
海外
marathon.
英語版が入ってるってことだよね
And
違うの
more virtual highlight, why not? Nemo2342 gave a $25 donation that says, looking forward to another great year of RPG Limit Break. Can't wait to see virtual highlight in all of its 5 FPS glory. And sure, I'll give you one more here.
Sure.
$75 anonymous donation. I love watching RPG Limit Break. Always gets me excited for new games to play casually and speedrunnily. Looking forward to the next week. I'll definitely be watching at work and while sleeping. My donation goes to saving the... Oh, ho, ho. That's the wrong marathon.
So something not necessarily directly related to any of our speedrun strats here, but something that I really enjoy about this speedrun in particular is I feel like the OST is paced really well in time with kind of the way we skip and kind of like the action and the calm. We get like a good balance. Part of the reason why this game is so enjoyable to speedrun is just that it's such a I don't know. It's a very lively experience all throughout. It doesn't really ever feel static, at least to me anyway.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So this Dana section is fairly short. It saves us about 4 minutes in the final boss or so.
Yep. If we do not do this, then we lose 4 minutes to having lower damage. So of course we would do about a 1.5-minute section instead of lose 4 minutes.
So after this section, we're going to be doing a lot of glitching. This is when after this section is when the run becomes incredibly broken.
Yeah, we're starting to reach the real meat of the run. I'd say the upcoming sections are pretty much the reason why I've stuck to this run. Once I saw the strategies in the first video that I watched at any percent back in the day,
とりあえずもう半分は超えたんだろうなっていう意識
I saw these tricks and I was like, yes, this is the one. So let's get started with our shenanigans. Do you want to kind of cycle through everything I'm about to do, and especially the fact that pointing out that we're doing instant state again?
Right. So if you remember from the when we fought Master
もうすぐ4章終わります。
the second boss in this
また上飛んでる
they
よ。
threw us directly into a boss fight. Well, we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna go into this tree boss and then jump out of it. So the game still thinks we're in a boss fight,
ほんとひどい
and
な。
we're gonna go do a Dana section
大丈夫か。
since we can go revisit that. And we're gonna go get the second form of Dana. And then that allows
こ
us to
れ
do a
要は
lot of glitches.
ねスピードランナーがこういうことやってるってことは
There's actually a
練習すれ
cutscene
ば
trigger
普通の
right
人でも
over
でき
there,
るってことだよ。
and we just jump right over it.
つまりみんなスキップをしだすってことだよこれ。
Few jump attacks
大丈夫かこれ。
and, skill.
Yeah, so we are technically illegally entering Eternia at this point.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be here.
正しい入り
The
方じゃねえっ
game
つってる
also
けど。
thinks we're not supposed to be here as well, so the town is not properly loaded. We're going to take advantage of that in several ways, but I will cover the main one.
正しい入り方をしてないからその街のロードもちょっと
So
お
we
かしくなってる
mentioned,
っ
we
つって
mentioned
る
the other forms of Dana. So you know with the adult party that we have you know 3 people and 3 different attack types. So in order for Dana to kind of compensate for that, instead of having 3 party members, she just has 3 forms: slash, strike,
練習をすれ
spears.
ば
So the actual type of form that we're getting is actually irrelevant to our purposes. But simply having another type gives us access to everything that we need.
アルティンジャパンの時はあれは
I skipped that boss
どうだったっけ
in Schlam, and I
覚えてない
came over here. If I did not skip the boss, I would not get the trigger for
見
this
直さないと
coming up right here. So this is us actually using the instant storage to not
常に
get
新
Dana
しいも
killed
の
by a
が
monkey, but to actually benefit our speed run. So
あ
this I'm just
ー
running around checking the
そうだ
resources, just kind of like good luck. I've only gotten common items.
いや
and
ハード違うと
Alright,
やっぱ
this is
変わ
just
るん
a
で
commoner speed run.
It's a
ゲームによってはハードで分けてるのがあるので
This boss fight is timed. You can
そこは
do
ちょっと
whatever you
一
want.
概には
Yeah, because you don't do any damage, and so this is where we'll end up getting the second form of Dana, which is pretty much like a power-heavy form of her, which is
She's like got a hammer and she's slower.
very, very slow.
Okay.
You
My
can-
favorite sport is to get him stuck in the tree. We didn't do it very much, but you can get him stuck between the tree and the rock. All right. So this is the reason why we need a second form of Dana.
Yep. If you have 2 forms, you can just
That's
open and
what
jump anywhere.
All right. I'm gonna grab this backup food over here as well. Marathon safety. All right. Come to me. I can't grab it,
there we
Colin.
go.
Okay, there we go.
I think the dinosaur is trying to
Hardest,
come.
hardest strat in the game.
Oh, phew. Done.
め
But
ちゃくちゃ
we
だな
just need the Gratica version so we can get infinite jumping.
We
and
won't get the third version, sadly.
Yeah.
and now that we can go anywhere, we go through a certain door that doesn't have a door loaded on it.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a little bit of shenanigans coming here.
So in this past version of this town, there's a door that only that you're not supposed to be able to get to, since it's only available in the future. But since this town isn't loaded, the door in front of it isn't loaded, so we can just waltz right through it.
そうですね PS
And this
ビー
door
タ
is
と
certainly special.
PS4 は
so
カテゴリー
this
が分
map
かれて
here
ま
is
す
a
ね
map that technically only
はい
adult party in the future can ever reach. So as a side effect, we have now
はい
time
今
traveled to the
確認
future
しま
about
した
1,500 or so
speedrun.com
years,
で確
and
認
we
した
have
ら
now brought Dana
プ
from
レ
the
ステ4
past
と
to the
ビータ
future.
TV は
And
まあものが違うと
since the game still thinks we're in a boss fight, so in order to get rid of that, since the route we take has another boss fight, and if we go to that, it messes everything up.
Yep.
So we go in here and just finish this quickly. So just to get rid out of that state.
Yeah. So because we did not clear the dinosaur either, we have to find a way to get rid of that instant state. Otherwise, it'll carry a needlessly long amount of time.
But
Yeah,
now that we're in the
stylish
future
da
with
na.
Dana and we have infinite jumping, we can go anywhere.
Yeah, so this allows us to progress the story of the future because Dana's past stuff is,
All the stories.
in a lot of ways, more just side questing. So the real story progression mostly happens in the future.
大丈夫かこのゲーム
So by giving us the ability to have Dana and the ability to gain infinite height anywhere now, it allows us to have maximum control over everything that we can potentially skip. Now this door over here is only openable by Dana. It can only be opened by Eternians, which is Dana is an Eternian, not a human.
Except she can't open this door.
Yeah, she can't open this one though. She only has one door. After one door, she's got a magic.
また上に飛んでるから
So we gotta do it our way.
むちゃくちゃ連打しとるからしかも
And then we just load into the door from the other side, and we just pop out again. Otherwise, the map would not be properly loaded, and we would not have the next, the next map transitions. So here are basically our objective here. Is
で
to push
わ
the
ざと
story as far as possible.
扉の方に向かってことで
When we entered this Dana
ロード
section,
さ
we
せ
were
て
in chapter 4. By the
でも
time
次
we
を
come out
読
of
み
this,
込ま
we're
せて
going
ま
to
すね
immediately be in chapter 6, which is the final chapter. So we skip kind of everything in between, just to sort of give you guys, I guess, a spoiler-free rendition of what we skip. We skip 2 to 3 entire dungeons and an entire boss fight, like a huge boss fight.
We skip 3 and then we just skip to the end of this one.
Yeah.
So 4 whole
もう
dungeons
何が
that
なんだ
both
か
have like 2 bosses each. Skip all the way past that.
Yeah, basically without the Dana mashing that we have available to us, this run would probably be over 3 hours. easily.
また
I'm always impressed at how fast
どこまで
you
上がる
master
の
this stuff.
I practiced a lot.
ここすごい練習したんだよとか言ってるけど
Alright,
こういう
1,
この
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you actually have to stay above the mud. You have to stay above the mud. Or okay, so I just want to explain really quick. So if you were ever like fall off a ledge or like fall off Gendarm and reach terminal velocity and you'll kind of hit like that kill box, that kill box can happen anywhere, anytime. I don't know why.
You can be rolling off an edge and like randomly enter the kill zone.
Yeah, so that's just a cute little side effect of just the game's physics, I guess.
Yeah.
It happens every so now and again, and it
確かにね
always entertains me when it happens, because it always happens at the
ダ
worst
ダダダ
possible
ダ
time.
もう超連打してる
Alright, so
You know
coming up-
something that's a good time? Do you have time for a couple donations real quick?
Sure,
Or are you
yep,
busy?
just moving for a while.
Okay, awesome.
Just a few.
Sure. I think we can come up with a few.
Yeah.
How about a $75 donation from Lord of the Hyphens? Emil doesn't get enough love in the game, so here's a donation to help him get at least a little bit of screen time with our murderous Yara android.
多分
So that actually finishes the donation incentive for fighting
また
Emil in Nier in our next upcoming
ま
game.
たドア
So
抜
thank
け
you
しちゃっ
very
たよ
much. Someone in the back in the audience. Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go,
That
go,
might
go.
appreciate this one. A $50 donation from Tina Hacks. Did someone say virtual hide glide? Oh, I have to get on.
なんでみんな
Flu,
バーチャルハイドライ
I
ドに
mean,
ドネーション来てん
gifting
ね
that experience to the RPG Limit Break viewers.
So the direction
Thank you very much, Tina. And a $20 donation from Ghost King.
Ooh, hey, Ghost King.
Shout out
Hey.
to the Ghost King.
What's up after 5? Sad I can't make it there to support the East crew in person this time due to personal engagements, but I'll see you all there later in the week. Looking forward to a great week with my favorite marathon. P.S. After 5, I have a joke you might
これは一
appreciate.
定の方向には抜けるたくのか
Bring it, bring it.
Why do vegetarians have good taste?
Why?
Because they refuse to touch sow.
I hate you, Ghost King.
$20 going to name the custom Robo Hero
Ah,
Poke
mata.
Hero because Poke Hero is
Mata.
going to be there one way or another.
Alright, so this dungeon you were supposed to get a whole bunch of stuff. Fight a whole sub boss, get
あれか天井を
get
つけ
these,
ないのが
get a
悪いの
bell
だっ
that
てこと
allows you
か
to kill the undead. We skip all past that.
Yeah, if anyone knows anything about the East Origin speedrun, how that kind of goes down, we play a little bit of East Origin
デバ
HD
ッ
right
グデバッ
there.
グす
We
る
don't
人
care
って
about
こういうのを
doors.
さすがに考えてないんだろうねやっぱり
We basically just
って思うよ
go out of bounds,
だって
hit the loading zone.
今のゲームってデバッグするときでは普通にプレイして問題ないかをチェックするっていうのが趣が強いから
So we go ahead and hit that. The game still thinks we're at the Valley of Kings.
ねどう
But
しても
once we go back to the future,
こういうことになっちゃうんでしょうね
sends us back to where we originally went to the past. And so we triggered the interception for here.
Yeah, so everything kind of just gets caught up immediately right there. We kind of go
そう
from
そう
the
想
future
定されてない
back
から
to
ね
the
こ
future.
ういうプレイを
It's a little bit strange, but it works, so we're not complaining.
だからこれでスピードランナ
So
ーがみん
here
な
I'm
これ
trying to
を
set
や
up
ることで
interception 60. We are now
まあ誰
primed
かが
to
真似
do
をしようとす
interception
るってい
60.
う
So there's a little bit of setup that we need. The first one is we need Humel to learn one of his best skills. It's
これ何
absolutely
ス
mandatory.
キル
There it is,
覚えるタイム
Firecracker.
ですか
So we're gonna equip that really quick, and we're going to return back to town. So a lot of the reason why I don't re-gear Humel when he first joins us again at the end of Gendarm is because I want him to do low damage. I don't want him to apply any status effects just yet. And here is like Dina's most important usage here. So we're gonna trade down while we were in the Valley of Kings with Dana. Her materials actually transfer
ま
over
あするのもあるでしょうけ
to
ど
adult party. And we
We picked up 2 chests,
そんなにし
which
ない
we
で
can
しょ
trade down for all the materials we need to upgrade the village gate to level 5 or 6, depending.
6. It must be
そう
6.
そう
5
そ
actually
の
does not work. I've
デ
tried
バ
that.
ッグするの基本がね致命的なバグが起きないようにするのがメインだろうから
It'll just get destroyed instantly, so we have to upgrade it to where
まあああいう動
they
き
will
は
just
想定して
destroy it
ない
immediately, because
そ
this
れでいいんですよ
interception's kinda, it can be scary in a run because they're just way stronger than us, and we have to be careful and take caution.
Yeah, at this point we are level 34, jumping in at level 60 interception where the enemies are.
Yeah,
バリケー
we're
ドを
like
どんどん強
mid-30s.
化してますが
The recommended level for this is 60.
エボリューションマーチオン
We have to rely on using the red glove that we got on the way down
ま
to
たま
Gendar.
たクエストだ
So statuses in this game are like really busted on easy mode. Not so much on the other difficulties, but on easy mode, you can use Firecracker in the red glove to burn a lot of enemies, and that just like completely annihilates all their health.
でも
So for on these
面白そうだな
on these bigger monsters that we'll end up fighting in here, you'll see just how fast their
ま
health goes
あ
down once they
当
get
の
burned.
私いつ買ったかっていうと
So for this, he's going for the bees.
あれですね
You
セー
kind
ル
of think that the raptors over here would be
年明けた頃のセールだっけ
It's actually the bees that
あの辺で買いました
prevents the waves.
Yeah.
半
We gotta
額だ
focus
か
the
らいい
bees
や
first in order to make sure that the waves kind of keep up. Now these dinosaurs do also affect the waves, but they don't. They're
They're not the limiter.
yeah. They're kind of like their wave trigger is like later. Like if the
Yeah.
bees control wave 2, these guys control wave 3. So we kill the bees first. So this giant bird here is going to be the first application
RPGLB2018
where you guys
始まってました
can see
ちょ
just
っ
how
と
powerful
最初
bird strats are.
トラ
I'm
ブル
gonna
で
wait for
始められなか
here.
ったんで申し訳ないんです
So
けど
I'm retoggling often between offensive and defensive mode just to make
はい
sure
まあ
that
今のとこ現状
the enemies will kind of come to the gate. This is part of the reason why
進
we
んでお
use
り
the
ま
gate
すの
level
で
6.
ここからは
We
問
do
題な
very
いと
much
思うんで
use
す
it
が
as kind of like our little hub where we want everything to gather here so I can get solid AoE with the firecracker skill that we learned. We want to kill everything at the same time, not everything one by one. So there's the burn. You can see his health ticking down. That damage that we just took down is probably about 30 seconds worth of damage. Burn strats are incredibly powerful. And like these guys here,
結構敵出て
once
くる
they
んだ
close
ね
up their shells, you can't do damage to them. But if I can apply a burn to them, the burn will tick regardless of whether or not they are open or closed. So there's a burn on that one. There's a burn on
なん
that
か
one.
R
Taking
タ
heavy
イプの
damage,
あ
so
の
I'm
ボ
gonna
スみた
heal.
い
And they just go down like super quickly. You don't even have to attack them anymore once you get
Yeah,
burned.
they're just done. So that used to be one of the actually the biggest bottlenecks for the run.
あんな形したやつ
So prior to using burn scratch, we would actually go around and gather potions, potions and bottles, and we would do a quest prior to interception 60 that allows us to craft the potion that gives us
このためにバリケードだ
so
け
we
強
can
くしたの
use our
か
ults as often as possible. Now, the problem with that is, well, one, there's a lot of setup, and it's very slow. We have to do a side quest, and then on top of that, EXs. The longer the game goes on, the more EXs lose their value in terms of a viable DPS option. They're good for the burst, and they're kind of our only option when it comes to handling those closed shell guys. And it's also our option for immediately taking down the boss without any risk. But outside of that, they're really, really bad. So you won't ever see me using an EX
ドラゴン
pretty
に
much
したいん
ever
だよ
again after like the midpoint. After Giasburg, you just don't use the EXs anymore. So I'm gonna try and these bees can run away from you and head to the gate. So I try to stand in an optimal spot where no matter what they do, they
でも
can't
これ爽
attack
快
me.
感あるねこれね
So So and then the next wave of B is going to be really tight as well.
So in this wave, there's going to be a
もう
bunch of
破られ
large
たら負け。
enemies.
あ、そっか、なるほどね。だからか。
He's going to be using he's going to be basically using skills to tank damage. So in this game, there's skills to basically decrease damage based on how much the skill costs. And Firecracker right now is it's a base 40 cost skill, and that in easy
そん
mode
なゲームどっ
increases
かで見た気がするんだ
damage
か
you
ら
take by about
お前
90%.
が思い出せんだ
And since the enemies you're facing are level 60, you basically never want to get hit unless you're using a skill.
All right, so here I'm going to try and actually get my health lower because you're not actually able to kill these guys before, or excuse me, you're not allowed to apply burn to these guys before you kill them because their health is just too low. So we will try and once again utilize the red cage strategy. Just take some intentional damage, stay kind of rock out at about the halfway health point, just so we can get a significant increase in our damage and actually lead to, because Firecracker is a slow skill, right? So if we can reduce the number of Firecrackers that we need, that's a little bit too much damage, but
クロノトリガーっていうの
you
が
see now I'm doing over 1,000 with my Firecrackers instead of the original base 700 or so. I should also mention that based on your performance, you also get automatic health and SP regen during interceptions. You see I'm at superb, so now I'm going to be gaining a lot of health back. That's part of the reason why I just go ahead and let myself take a lot of damage. I lean on having good performance to have my health regen kick in. And I also try and kind of, work with that health regen to reduce my health again to make sure that I'm keeping my red cape up at a level that I feel comfortable executing at.
Yeah, this interception is actually pretty scary. You can easily die in here, and the routes we usually take only get a few safety fruits for revive items. So you can easily lose runs to this.
So here's the big spawn. All right, so this is the reason why we have revive items. I'm gonna go with the mangoes this time to save enough health. So they're right there. Normally I don't get backup food in an actual PB attempt, so like that would have been a run ender right there. The run would have just been over. So it's very easy to just completely sacrifice a run to try and get it. I do sort of enjoy that risk-reward aspect of the late game because we are severely underleveled and we do very insignificant amounts of damage without the red cape. So we try and take the risk-reward strategy of saving a lot of time. Like so recently, before I adopted playing dangerously on those sets of dinosaurs, I had a pretty decent interception time. But as soon as I threw in the red cape strategy, I immediately saved 30 seconds. So just that little wave right there, that procession of using firecrackers saves you 30 seconds just by having the red cape. It's very, very powerful. And the same will apply to the boss that we're going to be facing upcoming as well. So here's the boss of the wave. I'm gonna hope that he doesn't run away from me. Hopefully he notices me.
Please, senpai. Just a reminder, do not skip the cutscene.
Yeah, okay.
So the cutscene after this, we have no clue why it happens, but if you skip the cutscene, it will stop off the game.
350 health left?
He's dead.
Alright, there we go.
Right. Do not skip the cutscene. Do not skip.
Skipping after.
Excuse me, what should I not do?
I believe they said don't skip the cutscene.
There you go.
Okay, so this is my new ultimate strat for not skipping the cutscene. Just one-hander and just smash X. So I have a very bad habit of just pushing the start button and just letting that cutscene rip. So we're gonna do this to clear the results screen and not skip the cutscene.
We still have no idea why it happens, but so why we just need to do it.
Alright, so
we can fast forward.
Yay, avocado is fallen! Woo! Celebration time! Yay! Alright, we're done. So now after the loading, now we can skip this cutscene.
イベントがさっさか終わったせいで何が何だかわかんねえぞ
Alright, so now we are on the way to basically like our second victory lap. So I like to refer to whenever we descend Gendar as kind of our victory lap. Not only is the music like really good, but the two times we descend Gendarm are the two times that we've cleared like the riskiest and the most dangerous parts of the run. So the first time you descend here, you've cleared Suppression and Pious Burn, the two biggest RNG time losses in the speedrun. Collectively between those two splits, you can just see yourself losing up to 2 minutes, which is the biggest time loss that you see in like a 5 to 10 minute section of the game. Now here is after you've cleared Interception 60 and not skipped the cutscene, most importantly, so you just get the victory lap if you did not skip the cutscene.
I've probably lost at least like 5 or 6 to forgetting.
そうですね。
Yeah, I think, okay, so we've
い
all...
やそもそも持ってんだってやっと
So
けよって
things that
話
we've
だよ
all done, like so, in order to actually become an East 8 speedrunner, there are some things that you must do. One, when you are fishing in town for the tutorial, you must early jerk the line and have to refish, which loses 25 seconds. The second thing you must do is skip Interception 60 cutscene at least once in your life. And the third thing you must do is die to the Walrus's Interception 29. And then you have become officially an East 8 speedrunner.
Well, while you're taking your victory lap, could I go ahead and catch up on a few donations here?
Sure.
Awesome. I got a $100 anonymous donation. Just says, I don't speak English, but the playthrough of this is so fun. Thank you for taking all of my time. We got a $5 donation from Anonymous. Just recently finished the game with 40 hours of gameplay. Seeing the speedrun really blows my mind. Not like this. $20 donation from Dabbing Luigi. Good luck on the run, A5. Dab.
Thanks, Ozzy.
I kind of dabbed, but you didn't see me do it. Rooting for you, baby.
Will anyone, you know, destroy me after this run if I actually dab on stream right now for my good friend Ozzy?
Maybe you could have a few people with a couple donations to talk you into it.
All right. Hey, Ozzy.
Hey, Ozzy, you heard that. We got a $30 anonymous donation. I have a shout out to someone watching this watching. He supports or mods plenty of chats of the runners. Happy Gamer Harrelson is a great friend, person, support, and mod. He is there whenever you need him and is always ready to meme it up. If you don't know him, you should. Show him some love. We appreciate you, HGH. Thanks for all you do. And a $10 anonymous donation that says, as someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, seeing this marathon really hits close to home. Thanks to all of the runners and people behind the scenes who put this together. Thank you very much, and I hope we can do a little bit of be able to help you out a little bit. Maybe have some fun while we're at it.
Okay, so here we're setting up the boss glitch again to make it think we're in the boss again. So we're approaching a boss that you're supposed to only do as Adol, and there's some whole string of cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty long, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fight it with the whole party because, you know, that's what we do around here.
Because Adol is very weak right now.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the door that we had to open. Otherwise, the run would be over right there. So we cannot get through that door without Dana's help. And I'm actually still intrigued by the fact that using the instant state actually does overwrite the boss fight with the full party and not actually just goes in with a doll. It's very interesting, but we are not going to complain.
So yeah, this boss normally you would be with that all, and you're supposed to fight just him and you, and that's it. You don't know where the other characters are at the time, so it's just you guys. But
the AI is pretty special here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just try and run towards the boss like that.
Yeah.
They won't actually attack it.
Yeah. You go, Laxia. You go, girl.
But they're not supposed to be here right now.
All right, so I'm standing on this fire intentionally because I want to get burned so that I can lose health so that a red cape can kick in a little bit sooner. You also see that I'm using burst shot whenever he's doing that big old stomp attack. That allows me to take damage without getting knocked into the air. I want the damage, but I don't want the time loss of getting thrown into the air. So we kind of take that middle ground of just using a burst shot. And that also kind of applies to taking advantage of SP taking, as mentioned before. So we're pretty much as fatal as we want to go at this point. Any more damage would actually be lethal. So I'm going to try and just kind of hold my ground here.
And I believe you have still like
one
revive item.
I have 2 mangoes and one more, right?
So yeah, he's got plenty.
Yeah, I'll be fine. And I got 1 potion as well.
Chunky is first. But he should be totally fine. So
there's one attack that this guy can do that wastes a lot of time. I could call it Meteor Cycle. He'll just start summoning a bunch of meteors, and the main problem with this is that he raises his head up in the air to do it, and his head is the only weak point. So if he decides to do Meteor Cycle, we're kind of forced to just wait it out. It's not actually very scary in terms of surviving it. Once you get the first flash start off, it's just very simple to survive. But it's just a huge time loss because we do not have the ability to do good damage to him for like a good 10-15 second window. It's actually, it just feels really bad when it happens. It's not. That's the worst time loss that you can get, like compared to early kill Diasburn or the boss running into suppression. But it's still like when you're this far into the run and you're on in the chase and you lose 15 to 20 seconds just to meteors, it's just kind of like a really like kind of feeling. It's not a deal breaker, but you know, have definitely lost PBs to getting meteors. But we didn't, so we're clean and we're in. No deaths. That was actually a relatively good fight, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree.
こんなに簡単に倒せないでしょどうせっていうね。ああ、なるほど。だから狙ってってるんですね。なるほどなるほど納得。
The game still thinks you're supposed to be only as Adol, and the cutscene just has Adol there.
All right, so the end of the Aerithis triggers us into the next.
いや、しょうがないですよ。こんなもんですよ。やってないと。
Some of the things we skip in this game, but there are some things that we just simply can't. I already mentioned before the interceptions, but Laerithis as well. Even if we were to ever find a way to skip Laerithis' boss fight entirely, we cannot because the game just will not have the correct flag set for us to finish the game. So the route has been, route has been optimized basically ever since, what is it, September that this game came out? So we've been optimizing it pretty much to the week before RPG Limit Break, and we're still finding like
small,
just like little internalized time saves here and there. Just like, oh, reorder this, or like it wasn't until last week that Mr. Borge came up with the idea. Mr. Borge, by the way, is the world record holder of this category. I will talk more about him at the end. I lost my train of thought there a little bit.
Something about a week ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It was only a week ago where we learned that we should actually be burning ourselves in Laerithis to get the red cape going earlier. As soon as I adopted that strategy, it became like a 10-second time save. Now, that strategy has a little bit of RNG involved because it depends on good positioning. The boss has to move to a position where you're actually in a spot where you can get burned and deal damage. You don't want to just stand there and bathe in a lava sauna.
マルチエンディングとかね、そうじゃなければ大体1回で。
It might take a little bit of time for Laerithis to get into the position.
終わりってことは多いですよね。
Let's see. High Spirits, you got anything?
Oh, I think I could entertain you for a minute here. How about that? How about a $10 donation from Dylan R? Says I love East 8, but something about it has been reminding me of another game. The blue-haired character constantly rolling around at the speed of sound really looks like they have places to go.
Gotta follow that rainbow.
A $20 anonymous donation. So excited to see one of my favorite recent games being ran. Best of luck after 5. Would love to try this run. Love to all of the streams and the dreams guys watching. And I would like to just take a moment to thank some other people who have made this event possible. It takes a huge community to put this together and a lot of people to help out, including some of our foreign language restreams. Yes, this is not just in English. There is a French restream currently at twitch.tv/French restream, and a Japanese stream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. So there's plenty of opportunities to watch RPG Limit Break.
今僕らの説明してました。今 RPG リミットブレイクは2つのリストリームが行われていて、でフレンチって、フランス語のリストリームと、日本語のね、リストリームが言ってるやつがジャパニーズで言って噛んだからね。まあ処刑もんですね。嘘だけど。それはジョークだけど、処刑はジョークだけど。
Which would normally probably take about a good like 2 hours casually.
Yeah.
あ、これもマルチエンドなんだ。それは知らなんだ。ちゃんとやらなきゃいけないね。
We need to connect
じゃ
Dana
ない
from
じゃない
the past to the
ただ
future once more, so we
こ
can
の
actually have
RPG ユニット
her
ブレイクは
approach the fight. The final boss fight only takes
ね
place
って
in
いう
the
だけで
future slash present, so
なんもないよ
we cannot use Dana until we do this. And now we are, we've set the first stone for getting everything set up for the final boss fight. I'm gonna try and go as quickly as possible here to trigger an autosave at the correct time. So I'm gonna try. Just gonna try and like move fast. Colin, you want to carry on the commentary?
Sure thing. So for this, we're basically gonna set up a glitch.
まただよ
You'll see the effects of it once we do it. But here we're going to be getting
Okay, good.
multiple Danas in this section.
All right. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through this very slowly. All right. So I'm gonna start by loading that autosave that I just got. So we are loading an autosave. The autosave while we are as Gradica Dana in the future.
おセー
And
ブして
so now we're going to talk to this crystal, and we're going to go from Dana future to Dana past.
Dana の
And now
未
we're
来
going to
に
go
行っ
from
て
Dana past back to Dana future. And now we have successfully cloned Dana.
あ
So
And
that
we actually did two glitches at the same time.
go ahead and explain them, please.
Basically, this game thinks that when you go to the past, it only records who you have in the party before you go to the past. So when you go to the past with the future or the past Dana in the future, it just basically places the other Danas you have in the party into the adult party configuration, which basically allows you to have multiple Danas. But we also did a separate glitch where he went to the save point as Gradica. Basically, what he did was by loading that autosave, we have no clue why this happens right now. But right now he has 5 weapons
なん
equipped.
か
I'm gonna
一
interrupt
応
you really quick.
一応説
Normally you have to
明
go
は
around
ちょっ
in
と
a
言
big
ってた
circle
の
and kill all
は
the bosses.
その
You got like 4
過去
dungeon
と未来の
type things.
ダナ
the
の
the
記憶
glitch
を
is
行き
just
する
there.
こ
They
と
just don't
で
tell you, so you can just go
そ
over it.
の
Yeah,
いな
you're
い
supposed to
本来
revisit all the bosses and you're
まあ
supposed
ち
to
ゃん
fight
と
them so you can
仲
be
間
pretty much at the
外れ
level
るや
when
つ
you
が
fight this boss, but
バグって
you
残るらしい
just
ですよ
go where the walkway
そう
is
としか
already.
なんか言ってないから
help
なんて言って言われても
By
分
the
かんな
way,
い
I'm
って言ってた
walking
け
on
ど
the same ground that the boss is placed on, and just whoop. All right, I just want to show you guys, just because I wanted to show you guys the effect of the trick. We now have a weapon equipped to every slot of our body. So if you would like to imagine what it's like to carry 10 swords at the same time, go ahead.
バグってんだけど
And so like that weapon that we got, the upgrade, that 50 strength changed from 50 to 250, which is a lot. So if you didn't do that weapon glitch, you'd have about 300 or so attack. We have 900 now.
Yep, exactly 987.
That's
That's the number you want to see if you want to do a stat check. So this fight is incredibly dangerous.
あそうなんだ
I can't tell you how many runs I've thrown to the final boss. So I'm going to try and kind of focus. You guys want to go ahead and talk about the cycles and talk about the optimal strategies for handling this guy?
So normally this boss you're supposed to have the whole party and not double Dana, and you're supposed to have everybody to fight him. So we're just gonna use 2 Danas, and there will be 3 phases to this boss. Which this one, I think, in my opinion, being easy.
It's definitely easy.
There's 2 tentacles and then 4 tentacles, and it's pretty easy.
They can still mess you up.
Yeah, it can still be pretty brutal, but as long as you're flash guarding, a lot of it's pretty simple and straightforward on
あ
this one.
イースい
You
つも
never
ので
want
す
to
ね
get hit while
3
not
組
using
は
the skills.
Now, this is one of the sections where we're
ずっと昔から
ascertaining
イー
is
ス
like
は 3
actually
組で
mandatory.
や
I'm
ってま
getting
すけ
beat
ど
up a lot right
So
now.
yeah, those do like 1,000 if you're not getting.
あの
If
の
you're
出
not
番
using
が
that
ない
skill.
Like 685, it still hits
It's a
a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot more than 80.
Yeah. So it's kind of our only form of survivability here as we're tanking it is.
So as soon as we finish this, we'll go ahead and we'll go to the second phase of him, which is, I think, it's pretty difficult to.
I'd say it's the most difficult one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of the run ender phase right here.
So he's gonna put out all these little crystals, and we gotta
こ
go
こが
and
一番
smash them
なんか
just
難
'cause,
しいって言ってましたけ
you
ど
know, let's smash some crystals. They do
クリ
shoot
スタルを破
things, and
壊
they are
し
kind
て
of just random with what they do. So
So even though we have SQ tanking available to us, I still like to jump over the projectiles that these guys produce. The projectiles, every time they collide with you, they kind of give you like a 2 to 3 frame hiccup. So I don't want those hiccup frames. I just want fewer damage. So I try and stay above the line of fire, just so I can save a little bit of time. This is actually rare, but it's very good. It gives me some free flash cards. I'm gonna try and carry that over to this one.
それでフラッシュガード狙うんだ。
A little shorter than normal. Good, very good.
So in this fight, we have the prized weapons. That also means that we unequipped the actual armor that we were wearing. So I believe we had like 200-ish defense, but now we only have like 100.
Yeah, whatever
So
the
we
base
take a lot
stat
of
defense
damage.
クリスタル全部破壊したの
Yeah,
か。
hello,
お
flash
お。
move.
Now we just gotta wait for the main crystal to come
Yep,
out.
so now here's the big crystal.
The main
This is
crystal
kind of scary. It's got some very powerful attack patterns. Just gonna try and control the timing of your skills. To kind of match the timing of the boss's attack. Like it kind of does look like I'm just spamming my skill, which sometimes I just am. But there are times where you have to anticipate that the boss is about to do something else.
Like
kind of
the going-
read the boss. Read the boss and anticipate when you should be using your skills based on the animation and what you anticipate the boss will follow up with next. It's a little bit of a mind game, but it's a fairly consistent mind game. So there's pretty relatively consistent execution going on here.
I feel like this phase has like the hardest moves to
It
deal with.
does.
Yeah.
And you probably noticed it's probably pretty dark. That's because it got hit with like some darkness. So I mean, it takes a long time for that to go away, unless you have like the antidote for it. But it doesn't really affect you other than that. It just
You can still see.
yeah, you can still see.
Yeah.
It just limits your vision in a way.
The attacks in general in this phase are just incredibly hard to time the dodging.
Like
a lot of the
these
reads
spears.
are, yeah.
向こ
My
う
depth
の
perception
プレイ
is
ヤーたち
terrible
も
at seeing where those
こ
are.
こは本当に難しいんだけ
So
ど
now we're gonna move up to the
うん
third
たらかんたら
phase, and the third phase is also a huge run killer.
Oh, excuse me, I should skip the cutscene.
Nah.
Sorry.
That's actually one of the only cutscenes where you can't fast forward nor skip it.
So normally what you're supposed to do with this boss is, since you have 3 people, you're supposed to attack the crystal with each certain person type. So
まあ
if
フラッ
you
シュ
have
ガー
each
ドと
team
フラッシュム
member,
ーブ
you
両
change
方
to the
発動させ
crystal's
てたね
color, and that's normally how you would do this. But you know, we just used Dana, and that's what we go. So he has like 6 different attacks in this form, going with he has a low jab, he has a high jab, he has a very rare lightning move that doesn't happen too often. Then he has a meteor attack, and then he has I guess
The party wipe?
the big
So here comes the party wipe. This is why we need reviving items.
If you want to do the thing.
So if you miss that flash
So
guard,
just a little show off. You can do this like indefinitely if you want to.
You can kind of like the game. You can make that go a good good minute for that entire duration.
I hope I don't get insta karma and die on the second one now.
but that move right there, if you don't flash guard it, you most likely it won't kill you, but it'll do a lot of damage.
すごいね
And so it's pretty scary during a run.
Alright, something I did when I first broke him before on the red crystal. There's something you can do. I call it quick carrying. You can sort of maintain your damage even though the invincibility effects of flash guard run off. You can actually maintain the critical damage that you deal with it.
内部データ的に
You
は
just kind of hold that for a little bit longer.
キャラクターは1人
So
ってこ
I
と
like
だ
to
か
take
ら
advantage of that whenever I have to break the crystal. Instead of doing about 500 to 600 per hit, we do about 700 to 800 per hit with Dana's skills. So it's a very significant damage boost. So we try and carry the critical damage as far as we can go. And we also try to make sure we never break the crystal until we do have flash move, flash guard to begin with. So it does like this, and do another set of crit carrying. And I do 700
意図
to
的に
800
食
per
らい
hit.
に行って
And like that flash guard
やるの
like
す
ended
ご
a
いな
while ago, but since he's still using skills,
当たりに行ってフラッシュガ
Yeah,
ードを
some
発動
skills
さ
have
せるってい
easier
う
windows where you can crit
発
carry.
想がすげえ
Kumel's first shot is actually one that can crit carry very easily. It's just not very relevant most of the time. It's very rare for that to become the optimal thing to do.
お
So
ーま
those
あ
meteors coming down, that's like the attack we never want to see. You know, he goes away for a long time, probably about 5 to 10 seconds, so like you just can't touch him at all. He can give you like up to 7 or 8 of those in a single fight. And here comes the second party wipe laser. We can't do anything to break him because he's not in the right crystal color type. So we just try and deal as much damage as possible before he sets off.
If
The
you'll If you also notice, Gradica Dana has strike damage or whatever. She's supposed to have smash or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But
どれが当たり判定あれちょっと今分かんなかったな。
Gradica Dana also has a base, like, she has like 300 attack right now, so she didn't get the actual attacks.
Yeah.
Or the actual weapons.
Unfortunately, the weapon duplication does not apply to her as well.
Yeah, so it only do like one. She'll only do like 1 damage.
なんか
Which
半分
is
作
no
業に
use
なっ
for
て
us
るよね。
here.
This is the
しょう
final
がないんだけ
break.
ど。
I don't think I'm ready to do a crit carry, so I'm going to wait for. I'm
どうしても
intentionally
アク
wait
シ
for
ョン
another.
ロー
Oh,
プで
too late. He's
Action
going to charge
rope
the laser.
で
So yeah, he's forcing my hand.
こんな感じでね
And this should be the end.
It might be. I think I'm a little. I normally get a crit carry here, so this might not be good enough.
なっちゃうことあるか
You
ら
should be able to outdamage it.
You're done.
Okay. Time is not yet, by the way. Time is not just yet.
It is coming up though.
タイマーまだだよっつって言ったけど
Please
どこや
cutscene.
Sorry.
So now this is the epilogue. You have to talk to a few people and then you leave.
I mean,
So once we try to go outside, we'll warp to another location and there's 2 cutscenes before time is called.
3.
2 or 3 or
Yeah.
something.
I'll
pretty
give.
sure
I'll
it's
give
3.
time. I'll give time.
but normally this is
ま
the
あこれ
part where
多分エンディングの
everybody is supposed to be together and you're
Cut
getting
the
ready
scene.
to sail off, and you know there's supposed to be 25 something
やっとアドル
people
君の
here,
出番が
but we only have the 9, so we'll make do with what we
アドル
have.
君仕事したわ
Yeah,
っつって
1, 2, 2, 2,
And then 3. And time.
time.
あ終わりました
And that's Ease 8.
That's C8. Any percent.
アドル梶裕貴なんだ
So you got 146.11.
146.11. That's not bad. My goal for this marathon was to get sub
good.
150, so I reached that goal. So let me talk a little bit about the run and give some shout outs. So as I mentioned before, the run began when we saw a Nico Nico video uploaded by Mabo, Japanese runner Mabo.
Shout outs to Mabo.
Shout outs to
Shout
Mabo.
out, Mabo.
And shout outs to Ravi, by the way, in the East Discord, who shared those videos with us.
ももさんっていう方がまあニコ動で上げてて
That sort of set the basis
それを参考にしてやったそうですよ
We sort of use that as the groundworks, and then we continue to refine and improve.
Yeah,
Colin has pretty much been like the main, the new strat finder. So if I want to talk about,
I do most of the glitches.
yeah, Colin is the biggest glitch hunter. Like if there's a new strat, Colin knows about it, and then I execute it. And I'm sort of like the polisher. I'm like the shoe polisher, right? So once you get me the shoes, I give them the little polish, right? So I kind of re-optimize the route within the new realms that Colin kind of commits. Yogi has been feverishly trying to push out 100%. That is a huge task.
The madman
The
himself.
madman. Good luck to you, sir. So as far as current records and times are concerned, the current world record is held by Mr. Borge. He's got 2 world records actually. So on solid state drive, he customized his PS4 to have a solid state. He's got a 138.07, and on the regular default PS4 hardware, he's got a 140.25.
4 seconds.
My current PB on the regular PS4 hardware is a 140.29. I lost the world record to not getting the autosave. So that's the way it goes. But I just do want to say, well, more shout-outs. So originally when I got into this run, I kind of finished, I 100%ed the game, I platinum medaled it, took a deep breath, and I actually reached out to Puexel. I tweeted at Puexel, I was like, hey, do you know anybody who is possibly speedrunning East 8? And he's like, no, but you can talk to these people, which directed me to Deln. Thank you very much, Deln, for introducing me to the East community. And Ghost King, who's now like pretty much my East homie. Hi, Ghost King. So they've just been very, very supportive people.
Shout outs to Tsukibaka.
And Tsukibaka for doing the wolf strats for us. Always a nice guy. Always like seeing Tsukibaka around. And
月バカさん
just kind of to close this off for good. Anyone interested in learning any percent, we have a Discord for it. I have made a tutorial that's on speedrun.com. It has the fully updated every strat explained to every depth that you could possibly demand.
I believe there's links to the Ease Speedrun Discord on any of the speedrun.com
Yeah, there is.
forums.
All the
Yes.
links.
Yep.
Yes.
I think Tsukibaka added them to all of them.
Okay. So anyone interested in learning, we are here. We are available. Join us. We're just a cheeky little bunch. We're not too competitive. We're not like, oh, you're a world record holder. Yeah. So.
We'll definitely help you out.
Yep.
So that's everything for me. Thank you, RPG Limit Break, for having me here. My first marathon run. I'm really glad to be here. Really glad to put this through. And I hope we have a good rest of the marathon, right? Right. So.
Get ready for Dear Automata?
Yep. Get ready for the next one, guys.
これからですでしょうね。
All right.
はい。
Thanks again, everyone.
これで、イースの方は終了になります。ちょっとここで、配信の方が一旦止まります。配信の方が一旦止まりまして、ニアオートマタが開始になりますのでよろしくお願いします。それでは、一旦配信は切らさせていただきます。